Andrew, get your homework out, please. All right, if I take a look at 51. All right, 51 required that you guys remember how to find sales tax. Okay, so sales tax, and at this point in your life, you guys have gone shopping. All right, you guys all should know how to find the tax on something, whether it's sales tax, whether it's, well, for sure sales tax. All right, sales tax is going to be the percent tax times the cost of the item. That's always sales tax. All right, that's how you find sales tax. All right, so for 51, it says to us, we have one, oh, we're talking about commission. So let's talk about commission. That one's sales tax. The other one was sales tax. Commission's the same idea. So when we have commission, we've talked about commission before. Commission is the percent commission times the money in sales. That's how you find commission. We've talked about that before. When you're home doing your homework and you don't know how to find commission, what's one way that you could figure out how to mathematically find commission? When you're not sitting in class where you can ask me, Nick? That is correct. You could ask your mom or dad how to find it. You could get on the line and you can look up, how do I find commission? And you would come up with that. I do expect you guys at this point, with how many things available there are for you to look that up if you're not sure. You're all capable of doing that. All right, so let's look at what our information is. So we have Juan, he earns 5.5% commission on his bike sales. In September, he earns $214.28 in commission. All right, well, I know that this is how I find my commission. All right, the amount of commission is equal to your percentage of that commission that you're earning times your amount in sales. We don't know the amount in sales, so there is my X. So my amount in commission is $214.28 equals. For me to use a percentage in the equation, what do I have to do with that percentage? All of you should know this. For you to use a percentage in math, what do you have to do with that percentage? Isabella? You have to make it a decimal, and you do that by moving it 2 places to the left, right? So I need to change that 5.5% into a decimal. So when I have my 5.5%, I take my decimal and I move it 2 places to the right, always. So this ends up being 0.055x. And now I'm going to go ahead and just divide both sides by 0.055. You guys will have your calculators. So I have 214.28 divided by 0.055, and I end up with x is equal to $3,896. I do expect you to know how to find commission. I do expect you to know how to find sales tax. Both of those are a percentage of your whole, or your total. In commission, it's your total sales. In sales tax, it's your total amount of cost of whatever you're buying. All right, what else can I do for you from the homework? Victoria? All right, let's take a look at 23. All right, 23 said 45 is what percent of 60? What do I always want you doing? Put the calculator down and pay attention to what I'm doing. Put the calculator down. What do I always want you doing when you are doing a percent problem? Colin? Need you to do your percent sentence. Is this a proper percent sentence? Colin, why is it not? Yeah, I want that percent coming first. It is going to solve a lot of problems because these sentences can be written kind of funky. And it should always be percentage of. So I'm going to rewrite this. What percent of 60 is 45? So now, Victoria, I'm just going to drop everything straight down. All right? I don't know my percentage. There's my x. Of means times. So of 60. So times 60 means equals 45. So I have 60x equals 45. Remember, my of means multiplication. I'm dropping 60 straight down. Means equals. 45 gets dropped straight down. And now I'm going to go ahead and solve this. So I have 45 divided by 60, and I end up with x is equal to 0.75. Remember, our percent is what's missing, so this is the decimal form of the percent. All right, so I need to multiply it by 100 to get my 75%. Awesome, I'm so glad you did. What else can I do for you guys? Peter? Yep, let's take a look at 32. Who needs to see what's up there? Okay. All right, 32 said I have what is 51% of 400, and we want to estimate. So remember, estimate means that I'm going to turn that percentage into a fraction equivalent that's pretty darn close to that percentage. Well, 51% is really close to 50%, and 50% is 1/2. So I'm going to use 1/2 here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop everything straight down. Well, first of all, I'm going to write this properly. So I have 51% of 400 is what number? All right, so I'm going to use my 1/2. So I have 1/2 times 400 equals x. Now, remember, when you're multiplying fractions, you multiply numerators, multiply denominators. Divide out common factors anytime you can to make your multiplication easier. All right, 2 divides into itself once, 2 divides into 400 2 times. So 200 times 1 is 200. 1 times 1 is simply just 1. So x is equal to 200. Does that help you? But you didn't estimate it. Follow the directions. The directions said estimate. It didn't say find it exactly. It said estimate. So I need you following the directions. What else can I do for you guys? Yes. When I'm writing my percent sentence, you said 21? Yeah. When I'm writing that, I would say 50% of what number is 25? Well, what do you have to change a decimal into? What do you have to change a percentage into to use it in math? Either a decimal or a fraction. We turn it into a fraction for proportions. We turn it into a decimal when we do the equation. No, I want you using fractions. Yes. Yep, let's take a look at 38. All right, so 38 said the freshman class at Manns High School is 1,218 students. So we have our freshman class, 1,218 students. And then it says the graduation rate is 82% of the freshman class. We want to estimate the number of students who graduate. All right. So first of all, I'm going to set up a percent sentence using exactly that 82%. Always start with the percentage of. All right, so somebody write that sentence for me. Matthew? Excellent. So 82% of the freshman class is the students who graduate, or the number who graduate. All right, I don't know the number who graduate. There's my X. I know that I have 1,218 students. That's my freshman class. All right, we want to estimate. All right, so 82% is very close to 80%. What is 80% as a fraction? Jacob? And then simplify that. So if I have 80 over 100, so 8 over 10, and then you simplify it. How about 4 over 5? 4 over 5. So we end up with 4/5 times 1218 is equal to X. Now, what I could also do to make my life a lot easier is I could change the 1218 to 1220 because we're estimating. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you guys? Now, why would I do that here? Why would I think to myself, okay, I'm estimating, so I'm estimating this 82% is about 80%. Why would it make sense for me to change 1218 to 1220? Talk to someone sitting by you. Sam, talk to someone sitting by you. Ladies and gentlemen, talk to someone sitting by you. Why would it make sense to change 1218 to 1220? Why? Why does that make sense based on this calculation we have to do here? Why would that make sense? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Well, let me ask you something. What was I able to do up here in this first one? When I had 1/2 times 400, what did you notice that I could do to make my math a lot easier? Come on, all of you look up here. What was I able to do here? When I multiplied 1/2 times 400, Blythe? I could divide out common factors. It made our math a lot easier, didn't it? Okay? Can I divide out common factors? Everyone's eyes are on the board. Can I divide out common factors as it sits now? Jacob? No. So if I changed 1218 to 1220, can I divide out common factors now? Chris, look up at the board. I need you paying attention to this. Can I divide out common factors? Is 1220 divisible by 5? This is the easiest question I'm giving you all day. Is 1220 divisible by 5? Matthew? Yeah, it ends in a 0. So divide out common factors. That 5 becomes a 1. I'm going to really quickly do 1220 divided by 5. That's 2. That's 4. That's 0. This ends up being a 240. So now I have 4 times 240 is my X. And that's an easy, put the calculator down. You guys are using a calculator for this. This is estimating. You can do this multiplication. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 8 is 1, is not 8. Plus 1 is 9. So we have 960 students. The idea of doing this is to make your math easier, so you don't need a calculator. Okay, so that's why I rounded 82% to 80. I used 4/5, and then I rounded 1218 to 1220 to get closer so I could divide out common factors. Yes? Okay, so let me finish this. So 12 Divided by 5 is 2. That's 10. I bring that 0 down. That's a 2. All right. This would be 1244. Thank you. So this is going to be a 2. Bring that 2 down. That's 20. That's 2. So that's a 4. So this would be 4. And this would be a 6. So 966. Thank you. All right. What else can I do for you guys? Yes. I'm aware of that. Okay. So it's an estimate, right? All right, so what you did is you divided 218. You probably multiplied 218 times 4, right? And then you divide that by 5, and you would have gotten 974.4. Okay, so it's, Ashton, this is an estimate. So you are going to get a different number if you're not using the same numbers I am. But can you see why I did change that to 220? Sit up. Can you see why I changed that to 220? Doesn't that make it easier? So that's why we did it. It's an estimate. Okay? All right, what else can I do for you guys? All right, put this away, get a piece of paper out. You guys have a homework quiz. Yes, Nick?